Domestic violence is an ongoing serious problem for many families. It is a problem that affects families from all sections of society, irrespective of social class, race and religion. Research has shown that in Northern Ireland, between 1 in 4 and 1 in 10 women have experienced or currently experience domestic violence. Northern Ireland Women's Aid is the lead agency tackling domestic violence within Northern Ireland. It has an ever-expanding network of refuges, providing temporary accommodation for women and children who experience violence in the home.
Where the hell were you?
I was at aerobics.
Aerobics?
Yeah.
Aerobics?
Yeah, I go every Wednesday.
Since when?
It's a few weeks ago. I told you I was going.
Who for? Eh?
What do you mean who for?
Who for?
For me and for exercise. Mommy, kids, go back to bed. I'll be all right.
You go nowhere without asking me first.
Look, it's a Wednesday afternoon class. That's all.
Wednesday-
2 hours on a Wednesday afternoon.
Who put you up there?
What do you mean who put me up to
Where are
it?
you going with?
I'm going with a friend of mine. I'm going with Fran.
Fran?
Yes.
Fran?
Yes.
You keep away from that bitch.
Why should I keep away from her?
I'm the only friend you need.
A woman does not suffer domestic violence in isolation. Her suffering can have a knock-on effect on the children within that family. The purpose of this video is to highlight the experiences of children who suffer domestic violence and to enable their voices to be heard.
Well, it went on for years. I feel that kids sometimes are in bed and the rowing starts and you think they're asleep and you don't realise until later that they have heard a lot that has been going on and you try and hide it from them. I found they experienced it with the shouting and yelling in the house and hearing things been broken and smashed. Me shouting for help and they'd come down and probably say their dad fighting with me, kicking me, pulling my hair, punching me, pushing me against the wall, dragging me, trying to strangle me and things like that.
Children can be affected by domestic violence in many ways. All children are different and their coping mechanisms will be different.
Leaving. When Dad hits Mommy, I get in a fright. It's bad, it's wrong, I know it's not right. Mommy starts crying, it makes me sad. I look at Daddy, I get very mad. My mommy is small and she is very weak. Daddy says he hits her because she gives cheek. Mommy is nice and I love her so. When we left for the refuge, I knew we had to go.
Kids and no TV. Everyone is the same as me. Families just like ours. Ugly bruises that will leave scars. Glad we left home in refuge now. Excited about our house in a new town. Refuge.
Me and my mom left when Joan was at work. I was not allowed to take Ginger. I miss him.
There can be the boys suffered because of this, you know, because they were stressed and anxious and withdrawn, you know, and they didn't know how to cope with it. The youngest had psoriasis and eczema, and he this all disappeared when their father left the house, you know. The youngest went on to bully and in the school, and I was called up, but that has been addressed now through a support group for children who experience domestic violence.
Research has shown that if positive support is put in place with the mother, the children, or both, the negative effects of domestic violence can be reduced and even eliminated. Support for families experiencing domestic violence is crucial. Women's Aid also offers drop-in advice centres, a 24-hour helpline, and an effective aftercare programme providing continued support when women and children leave refuge. Some refuges offer Transformers, a 10-week programme to children who have experienced violence in the home.
Think of the feelings you felt when your mum and dad were having arguments or fighting.
Angry. Sad.
Sad. Scared. Lonely.
Angry. Tensed up.
nervous, knotted inside, butterflies in tummy,
anger,
kicking out, confused, muddled up.
If you had all those feelings going on at the same time, your body's under a lot of stress. It's going through an awful lot of stress.
A poem. There is a man, he's not very nice. He hits his wife and child. She does not like when he hits her. He will never stop until he wants to. She goes somewhere she cannot get hit. It's called Woman's Aid. She's got a lovely house. She was not scared anymore. She lived happily ever after. The end. From a girl.
That's when Mommy's feeling all sad now because Dad's being all evil and all and laughing at her and making fun of her and everything. My brother, he told my dad to stop it and all. And then my dad stopped it and everything.
Right, okay.
You're useless! Now bloody wins I didn't just like you every day!
My dad. When I am at home, my dad is bad. He makes my mum very sad. He calls her names and makes her cry. Sometimes I wish he would just die. Next day, Mum has marks on her face. She tells me, don't worry, be quiet, just in case. Dad is big and he hurts my mum, but I am bigger, I'll beat him some. Now we're in refuge, Mum's much better now. We are moving into our own new house just down. We both have stories that never will be told.
What about your house? What's it like now?
Why it just being mum and brother better?
It's better. Would you be drawing the same face for your mummy in the house that you're in now?
No.
No? What sort of a face will she have?
Like happy, joyful face.
Happy and joyful face?
The older fella was quieter, you know, he withdrew more, but the youngest fella, you know, he, as I said, started to bully and stand up to people, you know. I think that was his way of protecting himself, you know.
Women's Aid offer training programs to increase awareness of domestic violence and its effects on children and young people. Agencies can then develop and identify support structures. Prevention work with young people is a vital step in the elimination of domestic violence. For many years now, Women's Aid has been working in schools and youth settings to explore differences between healthy and abusive relationships.
Rights, equality, sharing, patience, exploring differences, communication, trust, respect. Activities, understanding, practical ways to explore feelings, preventative education programs, opportunities to talk and be heard, respect for views and experiences, trusting relationships, support.
Organisations working with women and children need to be aware of signs and symptoms of domestic violence. Policies and procedures need to be developed to respond to disclosure. Good practice points are:
create an open and trusting environment for young people. This will put them at ease to talk.
Listen to everything that is said. Don't brush off anything and respond when appropriate.
Reassure, remind the young person that this is not their fault and they were right to talk to you.
Avoid criticism of either parent. Remember that in many cases, the young person will still love both parents.
Provide practical assistance.
Help identify support networks and draw up safety plans.
Provide information on other organisations that can help.
Be aware of your own boundaries, particularly around confidentiality. Inform the young person of these also. Always follow your own organisation's good practice guidelines.
Oh, they're completely different children today, you know. They just, they're happier, we sit and talk more, they're not afraid to come out if they have a problem, you know what I mean? And they have people to come and stay, and they'll fight, and they can run around the house and they can scream where they could never do that before, you know. They were much more withdrawn, you know. We have more fun times, you know, where they were few and far between.
Your response can change lives. Helping children who experience domestic violence starts with you. You can create a brighter future.